everyone! Welcome to the Jayda InStitches show. I have a yarn haul for you today. All of this yarn was purchased from Len's Mill Store, and this is not a sponsored video. I've actually purchased yarn from Len's Mill online before, and we did a little haul on that. And if you're interested in seeing that, I'll link it down below for you. You can check that out later. Len's Mill is a series of outlet stores in Southern Ontario, and among other things, they sell fabric and yarn. And there aren't too many places in Canada where you can buy yarn online and often save a lot on shipping. If you buy more than $50 worth of stuff from Len's Mill in Canada, the shipping's free, which is pretty great. It doesn't always happen or work out that way in Canada. And if we are purchasing something in Canada from outside of Canada, we have all these extra tariffs and taxes and stuff piled on top of shipping. So it's really exciting for me to be able to buy some yarn inside my own country and not have to pay the same amount times two just for shipping and import fees. So this was a double great deal for me. This was a few weeks ago. Actually, Shell from Shell Crochet messaged me to say that Len's was having a sale, and I popped over. I wasn't planning on buying anything because I really don't need anything. I try to shop this stash as much as I can. But they already had a lot of discontinued, discounted stuff, and it was further on sale, and much of it was stuff I already use or use a lot of, and it wasn't necessarily discontinued yarn, it was just discontinued colors. So I couldn't say no, and when I finally tallied up the final price that I paid compared to everything I got, I was pretty darn excited. I will say I'm going to give you all of the Canadian dollar amounts today. So if you are thinking in terms of American dollars, it's 30% less for American dollars. So if I'm going to buy an American dollar with a Canadian money, it costs me $1.35 Canadian for an American dollar. So that's the exchange rate. $1.35 is $1 American. So basically everything I'm going to give you the price on, it's 30% less in American dollars, which is, considering the price I paid for some of this stuff, pretty amazing. So enough said, let me get into the yarn. I'm going to start with the biggest balls of yarn first. I got two of these. So this is Red Heart Comfort. This is size 4 medium acrylic yarn, but it's pushing the edge of that 4-weight category. I like Red Heart Comfort because it's a really thick yarn. It's almost into size 5 category. It's about as thick as you can get in the 4-weight category. And I like the Red Heart stuff because usually the colors are consistent throughout. And they had two discontinued Red Heart Comfort colors. They had this one, which is Tango. They called this Tango. I don't know why. I don't think of Tango when I think of orange, or vice versa. Orange doesn't make me think of Tango, but it does make me think of tangerine, and I love orange. Orange is my favorite color, so I couldn't say no to that. They also had olive, but other people were cluing into the fact that this deal was happening, and I went to put some olive comforts in my cart, and they were already sold out when I went to do that. So instead of doing just one, I figured I will definitely be using this, so I got two. I got two of these in Tango. I keep wanting to say tangerine because it looks like tangerine to me. Everything came nicely packaged, I will say, in their own little bags. So I like keeping some of this stuff in their bags, especially when it's a larger ball, because if I'm shoving them in and out of my shelving spaces, I like them to be in their plastic bag so that they don't pill. It also keeps them from getting dusty, so I like that. So I'm going to keep my bags for these guys. But this is just such a darn pretty color. I love orange so much. So having two of these is smart because I will probably be reaching for it a lot. Each of these gigantic things is it's a 16-ounce ball, or 454 grams, and there's 867 yards in a ball. So two of these will often make one large throw. So if you're thinking in terms of like blanket making, two of these makes like one blanket. If you want to be safe, get 3, but I like this so I have a lot of the same color. It's uninterrupted. I have yet to buy a comfort that had knots in it. So That's why I like these. So I got 2 of these in Tango. And what did I pay for them? I paid $5.84 each. A few years ago, I could buy a ball of comfort for $10.98 Canadian at a Walmart. And now they're closing in on the $13.50 mark. Again, Canadian. So to get these for $5.84 each, and remember, in American dollars, that would be 30% less again, I couldn't say no. So I got 2 of them. In keeping with the large category, I also got 2 balls of this. This is Bernat Blanket. It's that baby stuff. It's the blanket yarn, so a lot of you will be familiar with this. It's that size 6 super bulky weight. It's got that chenille, soft, squishy thing. I like to make big pillows out of this, and I love this colorway. It's called Baby Dinosaur, and it just made me think of those you know those chocolate eggs you can get at Easter? They're called mini eggs. All of those pretty little pastels that the mini eggs come in, those are like the yellow and the blue and the green of those mini eggs. So I hope you can see that. That's not like, it's not too blown out for you. I'll get some other photographs and I'll put some photographs in this for you just so you can see the colors a bit better. But I love this stuff. These are also really large balls. It's 100% polyester. I use these a lot for different projects on the show. In fact, you can see my big fluffy moon pillow above me here. I like to make the big pillows out of that. I made a heart pillow. I use that all the time. And this stuff just makes really nice pillows because it's soft and squishy and nice to lie against. Each of these gigantic things, these are 10.5 ounce balls or 300 grams, pretty heavy. And that is 220 yards or 201 meters. So again, there's a lot of yarn in one of these big balls. And that's nice because it's usually uninterrupted. I don't typically find knots in these things. And when you're using a super bulky weight yarn, you tend to use a lot of it because it gets eaten up quickly, depending on the project you're doing. But anyway, I really like that. It's a discontinued colorway, which is really too bad because it's so cute. It's yellow and blue and mint. And it's just so pretty, especially like that blue. Baby Dinosaur. So I got 2 of those. And I paid $5.39 each. Again, in American dollars, that would be an additional 30% less, or 35% less, I guess. So $5.39 each. Usually they're about the same amount as a ball of comfort. So you're heading into the $12, $13 Canadian territory for a single ball. So I couldn't say no. I thought that was such a great deal. So I got 2 balls of that. Okay. Discontinued colorways. I have more of that. Again, everything comes in these nice little bags, which I'll be keeping. I like these bags. It's nice to store yarn in. I got some Bernat Super Savers. This is a discontinued colorway in Fresh Lilac. And I think some of you heard me mention earlier this year that I've been looking for purple. Purple, purple, purple. Everywhere I looked for purple, it seemed to be out. I couldn't find purples. I couldn't find lilacs. So I made a point of grabbing anything that had purple in it. I really like the colorway of that. I think it's really pretty. The Bernat Super Saver variegated or self-striping ones are always a little less than just the solid colored ones because it's more expensive to make a multicolored ball of yarn. These are comparable to the Red Heart Super Savers. The super values, the variegated one here says this is a 5 ounce ball or 142 grams. There are 275 yards or 251 meters in a skein of that. So that is really pretty. It's got dark purple, lilac, and a nice sort of olive color in it. I really like that combination. I love my variegated yarn, so that was a must. And I paid, this is Super Value Ombre. It's a variegated. It is a discontinued shade. I paid $3.15 for it. And a full ball of that would typically be somewhere at the $5.99, maybe $6 mark. Now, they used to be cheaper. So again, I thought that was a pretty good deal. Put that aside. And I bought 2 balls of this. So I'll just take one of them out here. Now that is a super value. This is a discontinued color called Damson. And it is very rich purple. I love it. I have been looking for a nice rich purple. I finally found it. I don't care that it's discontinued. I got 2 balls of it because I just don't have any purple acrylic in my collection right now. So that is a regular ball of Super Value by Bernat. That is a much bigger ball than the variegated one. This is 7 ounces or 197 grams. And there are 426 yards or 389 meters per skein. So that is quite a lot of that beautiful rich purple. And I got double. I paid $3.18 per ball. So again, that is a great deal because this would definitely be in the $6.50 Canadian category per ball regularly, but it's discontinued, plus I got 50% off. So a great deal. I basically got, it's almost like getting 2 for 1, given that it was 50% off. So I got 2 of those. And I'm going to put that back in here. Keep it all nice and clean. All right. So that's the Bernat. Now, some fun stuff. A little while ago, Shell, we were talking about Bernat Handicrafter and how some of the cotton yarn in the Handicrafter Scrubby ball is really, really soft and like just seemed like a much nicer cotton yarn than the regular Bernat Handicrafter. And she was telling me that Handicrafter made something called Stripy and it had really nice soft yarn. So they were discontinuing a bunch of the Bernat Stripy colors and I got 6. So I got this. They're all in this bag here. I got 2 of each of the colorways. So I got 2 of this one. Again, it has purple in it. Purple, mint, lilac, a little bit of cream. I think it's so cute. Each of these, they're 100% cotton. They're 3-ounce balls or 85 grams each. And that's 130 yards or 119 meters in a cake. All of these are a cute kind of like variegated colorway. Or maybe I guess I should say self-striping. But they'd be very short stripes. I haven't actually used one of these yet. I haven't broken into it yet. Shell and I were kind of discussing whether or not these felt like the other soft cotton yarn that was in the scrubby version. But it feels a little closer to the regular Handicrafter, but it looks like it's a tighter spin. So I, again, haven't actually broken it out and used it yet, but it does feel nice. It doesn't feel rough, and I really like these colorways. So I got 2 of that. This is the colorway Lavender Meadow. That's such a cute name. So I got 2 of those. And this one, it's the same one. There's actually a richer kind of teal in that too. You can't see it in this. These are the same cake colorway, but there's also a nice rich sort of teal in that. So purple, lilac, teal, mint, very nice. I like that. Put you guys there. I got 2 of this colorway. This one. So this is the same kind of yarn. This one made me think of like spring, I guess, because it's like white, yellow, and a nice denim blue. It's really pretty. I like it. This one is called Mustard Blue. So I wouldn't really, well, I guess that could be a mustard. It kind of looks like a French's mustard color, that yellow. And then there's like this nice little sort of a denim-y blue. And then there's just a nice kind of an off-white, like a natural cotton white that kind of runs in between. So that's a pretty colorway. I like that too. I got 2 of those. And I got 2 of these. And this one just makes me think of cotton candy. I really like that. So there's a really pretty sky blue. There's a pink. There's a coral in there. Again, there's that kind of nice sort of natural cotton color. This colorway is called Beach House. I feel like they've had a few different colorways called Beach House. I have other labels from Bernat Handicrafter that are called Beach House, and they're definitely not this color. So I think somebody at Bernat really likes the idea of a beach house because they name all their yarn after it. So I got 2 of those. So that's 2 of that colorway. So I got 2 Beach House, 2 Mustard Blue, and 2 Lavender Meadow. They had other discontinued colors as well, but those were the ones that sort of spoke to me. So I got 6 of those Bernat Stripy, and I paid $2.46 each, which is great for a 100% cotton yarn. I use Bernat Handicrafter for almost all of my kitchen-y stuff. So this is still the Handicrafter brand. Stripy because it's got short self-striping colorways. So I use a lot of Handicrafter for my dishcloths, my scrubbers, anything that I might be using in the bathroom or the kitchen, because it's pretty durable yarn, and it for the longest time was the only kind of cotton yarn I could buy in a store that wasn't super nice, because you know you don't want to use like your really nice cotton for a dishcloth. At least I don't anyway. But this is like, it's a good workhorse of a cotton. So I'm looking forward to trying this Stripy to see if it sort of holds up to the same kind of abuse that the regular Handicrafter does. And speaking of Handicrafter, they had 2 more of the regular Handicrafter balls in a discontinued colorway. I don't know why they would discontinue this colorway. This is a really beautiful, rich pink. I love pink. I love pink almost as much as I love orange. This is pretty in pink. So they have discontinued the pretty in pink colorway. That is what they said, right? Discontinued. Yeah, discontinued shade. So this is a discontinued shade. They're not discontinuing Bernat Handicrafter, but they are apparently discontinuing Stripy as a Handicrafter line. So the Stripy's going the way of the baby dinosaur. And this is just a discontinued colorway. So this is, you can buy Bernat Handicrafter in stores in Canada, typically in this little ball size. So this little skein is 1.75 ounces or 50 grams. So enough to make a couple of dishcloths out of, basically. And that's 77 meters or 84 yards. So I got 2 in that colorway because I use a lot of Bernat Handicrafter, and I really like that pink. I'm sorry that they're discontinuing it. Hopefully they will be bringing in another nice rich pink, because pink is a fun color for the kitchen and bathroom. All right, and I have one more bag of goodies here. I bought 3 of these Red Heart Amigurumis. So I don't necessarily plan on making the actual amigurumi out of it. Apparently one of these cakes would make 2. So they'll sort of the way you see them there. This little guy would make 2 of these cute little giraffes. The amigurumi is a size 1 weight yarn. So it's like, it's practically sock weight. And I think it's acrylic. I might have to find another one. Anyway, I got 2 in giraffe. I got 2, or sorry, I got 1 in giraffe, 1 in sloth. This is acrylic, right? Sorry, I'm just reading the label here. I'm assuming it's acrylic. It couldn't really, it's not likely that it's anything else, but I can't seem to find that information on it. Oh, wait. Yep, 100% acrylic. 3.5 ounce or 100 grams per cake. 239 yards or 219 meters. So that's sloth, and it would make each of these little guys with their little branch. That's giraffe, and I've got one more, chicken. I had to buy that. First of all, I love the colorways. I've never seen a chicken that brightly colored except for the one that I made on a live stream a while ago. And I just really like the colorways. So I probably will not be making the little amigurumis, although they are awfully cute. But I really like the colors in that. And these are size 1 weight yarns. And I just feel like there's a lot of other things you can make with a 1 weight yarn. You can make things like pretty little scarves, shawls, headbands, like things that are just maybe like lace collars, things that are just call for a lighter touch yarn or almost a crochet thread. And I thought that it might be kind of fun to experiment with one of these in lieu of using like a crochet thread. So like making myself a collar, like a lacy collar, but out of this kind of wild amigurumi yarn. And not all of it's wild, like this one's pretty tame. Like there's just some nice browns and creams and some green in there. But yeah, so not entirely sure what I'm gonna do with these, but I've been looking at them on and off for years. I never bought any, and then they were on sale and they are being discontinued. So chicken rooster, sloth, and giraffe, I paid $3.15 each. So I thought that was a pretty good price for a discontinued yarn, which, you know, yarn doesn't go bad. So unless of course you don't keep it properly, but it's not like it really has a shelf, you know, best before date. So I thought it's never a bad thing to pick up some discontinued yarn. And I might try making a little amigurumi out of one of these. Like I'll follow the little directions and see what they do. I might, unless I come up with something else. But I also just like the way these cakes feel. See how they're kind of thin? They look like a donut. And it's really packed in there. So there's quite a lot of yarn in each of these. So I got 3 of those, and they all came in this nice little bag. So that is all the yarn that I got. If you're keeping track, that is, how many balls? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 cakes, balls, skeins of yarn, so quite a lot of yarn. All of it is either a discontinued line, like the Stripy or the Amigurumi, or it's just a discontinued colorway, like the Tango here from the Red Heart Comfort. So they're still making Comfort, but they're discontinuing the color. Altogether, I paid $61 for all that yarn. That's in Canadian dollars, and I got free shipping. So I feel pretty chuffed about that. 61 bucks for all that yarn. I haven't spent $61 and gotten that much of anything. Food, yarn, nothing in what feels like a really long time. So I am pretty delighted. And like I said, it's all stuff that I use regularly anyway. I use the Red Heart Comfort and the Bernat Super Values. Those are size 4 medium weight acrylic yarns. They're interchangeable. I use them a lot when I'm crocheting blankets, granny squares, stuff like that. The Handicrafter cotton, I make a lot of my, not just dishcloths and stuff for the kitchen, but also my market bags, if I'm making myself a market bag, or even just sort of a fun, throw it over my shoulder, big bag to take to the store or something, one of my shopping bags. I use a lot of Handicrafter for that too, because it's just a really solid wearing cotton, and you can throw it in the washing machine. I made a sun hat out of Bernat Handicrafter. We have a tutorial for that a few years ago now on the channel, and I wear that hat exclusively as my gardening hat. I throw it in the washing machine every single time I come back in because, you know, it gets sweaty and covered in smashed bugs and, you know, handprints and stuff. And I throw that in the washing machine every single time, and then it goes into the dryer, and it is holding up like a trooper. So I like Handicrafter. It's solid 100% cotton yarn, and it's good. It's a good workhorse cotton. It's not pretty, but it's a good workhorse. So I'm going to do similar things with the Stripy. And the only one that I don't have any immediate plans for is the Amigurumi by Red Heart. But everything else, you'll just see in regular rotation around here as we work on various tutorials, because it's the stuff I use all the time. So I like that. I like being able to pick up yarn that I already use all the time and get such a good deal on it. And I don't care that they're discontinuing the colors, because I don't buy these kinds of yarns with the idea that I'm going to have to match the color down the road. I just make it work when I'm using it in a project. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with that collection, with that price. And thanks to Shell for pointing me in the direction and, like she says, enabling me. $61 well spent, I think. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that haul. We will see you guys soon here on the Jayda and Stitches show. And I'd like to know what your best yarn deal was to date. Have you found an amazing deal on discontinued, secondhand, yard sale, estate sale. Maybe you were doing some online shopping and you found a really great deal. I would like to know your best deal down below. So what that ball of yarn or that group of yarn would usually retail for and what you actually paid for it. I'm curious because I love a good deal and I bet a lot of you do too. So anyway, let us know in the comment section and I'll see you down there. Until then, stay safe, stay crafty, and have a great week. Bye guys.